Good morning, everybody. This is Tonetta. I want to welcome you all to Tea Time with Tonetta this morning, and I hope everybody's doing well. I'm Tonetta, your relationship coach, and I hope everything is going okay with you all. It's Saturday. I know it is about 15 minutes early, but I want to go ahead and read off because we had a lot of new members that joined the group in the past week and a half, 2 weeks almost. So I did want to, of course, read all those names off and say thank you to everybody who has joined. So let me go ahead and get started. Mary Sterling, thank you for joining. Tamara Wiseman, Sandy Jew, Becky Jeffcoat, Felix Kawawa, I think it's the name. I hope I'm not pronouncing anything wrong. Ali Matias, Miriam Butler, Melanie Decline, Darlington Paul. Is it Menhor? I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but I did pronounce it right in one of those. I guess I put it that way. Now the next one's is it Osigwe Collins C? I think it's the name. It's Osigwe Collins and CSCEE is the last name. Sierra Marie, Markeisha Williams, Lisa Vesora Smith, Tina Adams Turnipseed, Ty Created with Purpose, Basina, Adesanya. I want to say thank you all for, of course, tuning in. And, of course, like I said, Lord, becoming members of this particular community this week. I do want to thank you all. And there's a few other names as well. Cassandra Logan, Avedon Respis, Leah Angel, Gail Knitting, and Nasnabor Avi. I want to thank you all for, of course, like I said, joining the group recently. And I just want to make sure that you all know that, of course, and just keep in mind that this group is focused on relationship building, couple building, that kind of thing for committed couples. So I do want to know, I guess, hear from you all, whether you all, of course, now I'll put a poll up later on today as to whether you all are in a committed relationship or you're single or what your current status is at this time. So I will be, of course, asking you all that later on in the poll, so definitely look out for it. But like I said, I definitely want to welcome you all to the group. And I do want to let you all know that if you have a better half or a partner that you have, a wife, husband, whatever the case may be, definitely invite them to the group as well. All, of course, welcome. Like I said before, I think I said last Saturday, that this group will have men and women included, and I hope to have more couples, I guess I put it that way, included as well. Right now it's just starting, it's just growing. So I know some of you all are married in a group, and some of you all are in a committed relationships and things like that as well. So that's a good thing. So, but like I said, that's what I'm moving towards, and that's what I'm looking. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm taking my shoes off. And that's what I'm looking forward to, of course, having in the group as well. But I, of course, welcome all you all's opinions and all you all's comments and all you all's, of course, posts and videos and that kind of thing that you're going to be putting into the group as well. I do welcome all that. Whether you're single or committed or not. My thing is it keeps the community going and it keeps the community interesting. I guess I put it that way as well, because everybody's going to come with a different perspective, no matter whether you're single, no matter whether you're committed, no matter whether you're young or old, or you're from a different country or a state or different race, that kind of thing. Like I said, we all have different experiences and different backgrounds, and that's what brings the flavor to the group. I guess I put it that way. And I know we all have a lot of different people in the group right now, and that's a good thing. So like I said, definitely feel free to tag your partner, I guess, in the video, to, of course, invite them to the group, or tag your best friend to come to the group as well, that you know may be dating or in a relationship or getting married soon or married already, that kind of thing. Definitely invite them to the group, because, of course, some of the information that I'll be talking about, I'm sure a lot can, of course, benefit from. I guess I put it that way. So with that, like I said, I just want to thank you all again for, of course, joining in the past week and a half. I definitely appreciate it. And like I said, again, definitely tag your partner or your best friend to, of course, come to the group as well, to, of course, join in on these conversations. And I do want to let you know, I know the name of this video is called Tea Time with Tonetta, just a little snippet, you all. But I do want to let you know, starting on next Saturday, I will be renaming the Tea Time. Actually, it's going to be Taboo Talks. So I want to take it back to the relationship group that I had. I actually just ended that group early this year, late last year, but I had that group on Facebook. It was actually a blog that I had actually for about 5 years, maybe, probably was longer than that. But it was based on, of course, relationships and couples communication and that kind of thing. And, of course, bringing back that spark into the bedrooms. I talked a lot about sex and different things like that as well. So, like I said, I do want to make sure I bring celebrate that name still and bring that back. I guess I'd say that, because that'd be something new, because I did not have that Taboo Talks in that group, or Taboo Conversations in that group, but I am going to have it here, because this is a new group and a new experience and something new. So I want to make sure that I have that here. But like I said, it's going to be called from now on Taboo Conversations or Taboo Talks, one of the two. I guess I'll do a poll, and y'all can let me know which one you all like. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get to the real part of the video. I wanted to, of course, since we have all these new members, some of you all that may be on here, actually, I think maybe about 10 of you all possibly know me from the like my personal page, have been following me for a while, for at least a year or so, that kind of thing, and have heard some of my story that I, of course, talked about on Facebook starting back in late 2017, sharing my story, sharing all my experiences in my journey and that kind of thing. But I wanted to make sure that you all knew, of course, kind of where not where I came from, but where kind of the relationship part of this page is coming from, I guess I put it that way, and why I'm, of course, looking at relationships, and why I, of course, value relationships and that kind of thing as well. So I wanted to, of course, go backtrack a little bit, just to let you all know a little bit about me, who I am as a person, a little bit of a storytelling moment. So I think that's what I put in the title as well. So once again, I am Tonetta. I am the owner, of course, of this community, and I am the relationship coach that's here in the group as well. And there may be others, of course, joining at some point, I'm sure. Just won't be today, but I'm sure there will be some joining, some more coaches and some more different helpers, different supporters, that kind of thing, of couples that will be joining in the future. I just want to make sure I let you all know that as well. But like I said, as far as me, of course, like I said, I am Tonetta. I am 43 at this time. I am, of course, in a part of a committed relationship. I'm not married. I was married in the past. I'm divorced now. But like I said, I am a part of a committed relationship. And that person, you'll, of course, see my partner at some point. I know he'll be joining some of my videos, because we'll be doing some videos together at some point as well, too. Just to let you all know that, so you all can meet him and see how we, of course, interact and our dynamics and that kind of thing as well. You may laugh, that kind of thing, which is okay. Where me and him are just really, really silly. But like I said, you definitely will, of course, meet him at some point. His work schedule is opposite of mine usually, because I'm working like banker's hours, and he has all the other hours, like the second, third shift, overnight, that kind of thing. So like I said, we just have to coordinate our schedules and get it together. But like I said, I do have a better half, and you will, of course, be meeting him at some point within this group on live video as well. So just make sure that you all keep that in mind. But like I said, I'm Tonetta. I'm 43 years old. I'm based out of St. Louis, Missouri, because that's where my home is. And hey, Christina, thank you for tuning in. And I just want to kind of let you all know my earliest memory of relationships. I guess I'd say that. And that's kind of where I want to start my storytelling moment. And as I go throughout this, of course, I'll do different videos and kind of give you all, shed more light on kind of some of the things I've been through, and how I can best, of course, assist you all in your relationships as well, if you're going through the same. But my earliest memory, of course, was about my parents. Of course, that's who birthed me. Of course, I guess my mom birthed me, that kind of thing. I put it that way. And like I said, that's my earliest memory. And good morning, Leah. Thank you for tuning in as well. My earliest memory, like I said, is of my parents. They were, of course, married. They were married. I don't know when they were married. I think they were married like in, I was born in 1976, so let me see. I think they were married like the year before that or the year after or something like that. So I know they were married for a while, and at this time both are actually deceased, actually. But like I said, they were, of course, married or together when they had me, I guess I'd say that, or got married like a short time after. And like I said, my earliest memory, it may not be a good memory to some of you all, and it may trigger some of you all as well. But like I said, my earliest memories, of course, is of my parents. And of course, it wasn't a good memory. I guess good memories. Some of them were, but some of the main things that I remember that, of course, bothered me for a long time, that I wasn't healed around, and that triggered me for a long time was, of course, it was a very violent relationship. My dad was very abusive towards my mom, and of course, beating just about every single day, or of course, my mother's waking me up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and leaving. We're going to the payphone to call, I'm assuming, a domestic violence hotline or somebody that she was talking to, because it doesn't sound like it was the police, but it sounded like it may have been like a domestic violence support hotline, that kind of thing. And of course, we did go back to the house. She didn't leave, of course, at that time. I was a little child, like 5 or 6, that kind of thing, years old. And like I said, those are my earliest memories, hearing all the cries and hearing all the hits and all those kind of things that were going on, I guess I put it that way. Yes, there were some moments that were, of course, good moments as well. But like I said, my earliest memory was of a very I guess, chaotic relationship with my parents, I guess I'd say that, and me trying to jump in to, of course, stop my dad from hitting my mom and all that kind of stuff, and me being knocked over, or whichever the case may be, because I was a small child. And actually, this went on until I went to college, actually, just to let you all know. It wasn't that it was just one time. It was throughout my entire life. I don't know about 1 year old. I couldn't tell you that, but I know like a few years old, 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, that kind of thing is when I started noticing stuff like that and trying to figure out what's going on as a child, what's happening, why are they doing this, why are they constantly arguing, why are they fighting. And of course I never knew, because like I said, of course they're both deceased now, so I don't know what the issue was or what was going on. All I know is that my parents always fought, and it just got on my nerve all the time. And like I said, that was my earliest memory of a relationship, and of course going on with family and friends in the neighborhood and that kind of thing as well. I saw more of that, I guess I put it that way. I saw my aunt, cousins in relationships that were violent as well growing up and that kind of thing. But as I got older, just to let you all know, there was, of course, some good relationships I saw coming out of different, like some of my other aunts, will have good marriages right now, that kind of thing as well. But like I said, my earliest memories were just those of domestic violence, those of chaos and that kind of thing. And like I said, that's taken me back to this group, the reason why I kind of started this group. And also the blog that I was doing as well, because I, of course, talked about my upbringing, when it came to domestic violence, the lack of communication, I'm assuming the lack of sex. I mean, I was small at the time, but I'm assuming if you're having all these issues going on, there's going to be a lack of sex and emotional connection, all those kind of things as well. And like I said, those are my earliest memories. I had no idea what it was back then, what it was called back then. I know now, and I know how to relate to those things now, because that's who I work with, or I have worked with, and dealing with single moms and dealing with the foster care system for my 20 plus years being a social worker, actually. So like I said, I do know what that's called now. I do know what that process looks like now. And I do know that it's hard to, of course, for those who were in those kind of relationships to, of course, leave their partner after the first time, after the second time. It is a process with them as well. I'm not going to get into it in this video, but at some point I'm sure I will. But like I said, that's definitely a process as well. But that was definitely my earliest experience with seeing relationships, even though it was negative. A lot of times, like I said, that was my earliest memory. And I didn't even include, but like I said, I know some of the, I can't say added violence, added emotions. I'm sure it probably came from drug usage as well, because they were drug users. Crack cocaine, I know I saw powder cocaine as a child. Of course, they were both smoking crack as I got older, that kind of thing. And my dad actually died of a heroin overdose, actually. So when I was in my 30s, early 30s. So like I said, I'm sure that definitely added to the drama and the emotions and the fighting and that kind of thing in the household. I didn't know that as a child. I know that now because I know how it looks now. Like I said, I'm working with the families that I work with and figuring out that, of course, the drugs can lead to, as well, but it can just definitely make things worse within the relationship, especially if there's a disagreement on who smoked this, who had that, where the money went to, all these kind of things. But like I said, that was definitely my earliest experiences growing up as a child, just seeing all the domestic violence, all the fighting and that kind of thing, and just seeing what it, I guess, could have done to me. I guess I put it that way. I know there's many that are in relationships that, especially women who may have seen their mom being abused and that kind of thing, who are, of course, still being abused to this day. I guess I'd say that they went into those same kind of patterns and those same kind of relationships and those same kind of partners that their mom had, of course, being abused and being, of course, a victim to that abuse, and those emotional and physical. Like I said, I've seen that, and I've seen that in my family, and I work with people like that as well. I'm the person who, of course, took my dad's temper. I guess I'd say that. I have never been abused. I mean, thankfully, I can say that. I've never been physically abused or anything like that. Yes, I have been to a certain extent. Different things have been said emotionally, or different things that have affected me emotionally, like inside of relationships or being cheated on or that kind of thing as well. That always affects you emotionally. I guess I'd say that. Sometimes being put down, different things, but I always knew who I was and whose I was. I guess I'd say that. But like I said, as far as knowing all those things and knowing that, of course, with all this chaos, there can be a positive relationship somewhere. Like I said, I saw a positive. I didn't see a whole, like thousands or that kind of thing at all, but it only just took one or two for me. Like I said, I have an aunt that's, of course, married. She's having a good relationship or had good marriages. At first, it kind of wasn't, but of course, now she's to my knowledge, doing well. Marriage is going fine. There's no abuse, that kind of thing, which is awesome. But just going back to a good relationship, like I said, I just had to see just one. And I was the kind of kid who back then I did watch some TV, of course. I mean, I actually love the Cosby Show. And I think I talked about this in some of my videos back in the day on my page on Facebook, on my regular page actually, but how the Cosby Show, of course, to me saved me and let me know that there was other things, other possibilities out there when it came to careers, but also when it came to relationships. I saw as a little kid, well, I don't know how old I was, 5, 6, 10, something like that, seeing the Cosby Show and growing up on that show, watching it. I guess it came on every day, every week, whenever it came on, but just watching that and seeing how Bill and Claire, how they, of course, interacted, how they were not fighting, and how they had a good relationship, and how they raised their kids. And like I said, I saw all those possibilities, how they pushed each other, and how they made sure that they supported each other 100% on everything when it came to their careers and when it came to the kids. Like I said, it just took that one. Whether I seen anybody else in my life, it just took that one to show me what's possible within a relationship. Like I said, it definitely showed me that. And like I said, that's one thing that I can say for a lot of folks out there as well. Even though if you don't have anybody that around you that may be in a good relationship, or yourself, you may not be. Like I said, there's always somebody, whether it's a person that you know around you in your environment, or somebody that's on TV that you can see that's, of course, having a good relationship and a good marriage, a good, like I said, coupling, that kind of thing. Like I said, it just took one for me. And going back to this group in my blog, that I had for several years, talking about relationships and that kind of thing, that's all where that stuff started from. Like I said, with this page as well, and with this business as well, that's why I know I left that page to do, this Speak Your Truth. And like I said, this is geared towards relationships also, but I wanted to make sure that I bring the family dynamics into that as well. And just to let you all know, the reason being is because, like I said, seeing all that stuff growing up, seeing that there's a possibility of a better relationship. I know there's kids out there right now, I'm sure that, because I've talked to them, who are struggling, whose parents are not getting along, and whose parents are possibly fighting around them as well, maybe using drugs around them as well, hitting each other, doing all these things, shooting at the person, just trying to do all, busting tires, and I've seen it all, trust me. All these kind of things going on. Fathers talking to the mom bad, putting her down, or you ain't nothing, you ain't shit, this kind of thing. Like I said, that's the reason why I was trying to create something that's dealing with relationships with the parents, I put it that way. Parents with I guess those in committed relationships, marriages, whatever the case may be. Like I said, I know how important it is for a child to grow up in a good environment, I guess I'd say that, or a more positive environment, to, of course, nurture them, to, of course, support them, that kind of thing as well. And I know for me, not growing up in that kind of environment, I had to get to that environment on my own, which is fine. But like I said, I know that with me being able to, of course, help the parents out there, who are of course married, or who are in committed relationships, or that kind of thing. Like I said, I know that to me that's very important. I know without starting with the parents first, to me, I know some people say the kids, but for me, starting with the parents first, because that's where all the kids learn all their education, where they get where parents are the first teachers, where they get the information on how to live a life, where finances come from, how to be in a relationship, what their parents' relationship look like, whether they even kiss in front of them, whether they even show any kind of emotion in front of them, whether they even hug in front of them, whether they even watch TV together, or anything like that. Like I said, all that stuff that the parents show and that those in committed relationships show, like I said, it definitely affects the kids. I know that. Like I said, I was a product of that. Like I said, I know how much it took to heal and to, of course, switch my mindset and, of course, change my perspectives when it came to all these relationships are going to be the same. All men are abusive. All men are dogs. All these things. That's what I thought back in the day. All men were going to be that way. I didn't get into relationships. I was like in my early, late teen, 19, 18, 19. Actually, whenever I went to college, I had like little boyfriends. It wasn't anything serious, but my first relationship, actually, long-term marriage, that kind of thing, was when I entered into it in college. Well, entered into it from college. And like I said, knowing all that and thinking that all things are going to be the same way, he was going to abuse me, and I'm trying to, of course, which he did not. But like I said, I was the kind of person that was more aggressive, and because I did not want to be abused, I guess I put it that way, and that I did not want to be ran over, that kind of thing. So I was very aggressive, I guess I'd say that. But like I said, I had to learn all those things and learn what that meant. And I know, like I said, working with those, I guess, couples, committed relationships, those kind of things, everything that we do, of course, within the coaching sessions and within, whether we're doing couple retreats or whatever it is. Like I said, that's something definitely that they can, of course, implement to the relationship. And they can, of course, create a better relationship, better communication, and have more sex and all those kind of fun things. Like I said, there's a lot of things that I see that working with relationships that is possible. I guess I say that I know that, like I said, being a social worker, seeing all these families, seeing all these people struggling, seeing all this stuff going on, I knew that I had to create something that can, of course, assist in that way. Yes, working with the jobs I have, they don't really work with people in that way. I guess I guess I could say that it's more of just service delivery, and that's really about it. And their programs or whatever it was, and that's really about it. It wasn't my agenda or what I wanted to do or anything like that. So, like I said, that's where this group is. This group and the past blog I had for years is coming from. Like I said, I know what's possible within relationships. I'm 43 years old, and I see people that's my age, some people that's a little bit younger, some folks that are older, still can't communicate, still are having issues with their partners. They don't have trust. There's a whole lot of insecurities, because I know the past partner that I had, there was a lot of insecurities as well, and a lot of stuff that was projected onto me and that kind of thing. And like I said, I'm learning that it's definitely a much needed, I guess, service. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, I know that our couples out here can do it. I guess I'd say that. I definitely know that they can do it. I've talked to many. I've talked to them on the phone, on Zoom, and that kind of thing, and know definitely what's possible. Like I said, they have to believe that it's possible as well. And like I said, I just wanted to share some of my story with you all this morning. But I guess getting to, like why I made the group, where all this kind of stuff came from. And just to give you all a little bit of background, like I said, my earliest experience with relationships and where I'm going to as far as this group goes. And like I said, as far as all that, seeing all that, I know that parents out there, I know that committed couples out there who have kids. Like I said, I know they got this. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, I know some of the information that I will share as much as I can, as much as I can find, that kind of thing as well. I will be sharing that with you to, of course, help you all increase your communication. Because like I said, as far as growing up, I saw that was a lag in my parents' relationship. And I know, of course, they did talk. I mean, it wasn't that they didn't talk. Sometimes it was howling, yelling, cursing, but I mean, they did talk. I guess I put it that way. But there's always ways to do things and ways to get your point across besides having to holler, yell, or somebody's checking out, somebody's don't even care, somebody then left the whole conversation, they doing something else while you're talking, all that kind of stuff. What you say, Christina? Said it took me and my husband. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, you're right. And thank you for sharing. It's definitely not easy. Like I said, I've been in relationships where I've had partners shut down on me. The last one I was in, actually, for almost 8 years that I had to end. And I'll get to that in another video. But like I said, I had to end that relationship, and he shut down all the time or got an attitude. I'm sitting up here like, we can't even talk about stuff. So like I said, I definitely know it's not easy, but it's definitely some of the things that I know that we all can do. I know that. And like I said, I'm going to definitely be bringing that information to you all as well, whether it's in post or whether it's in live video, or whether it's me and my partner when we get on her to start sharing these videos and doing these videos with you all, that you all can see how we communicate as well. And like I said, it's definitely not easy, but it can definitely be done. And like I said, that communication is definitely the main thing that I've always noticed. Excuse me, y'all, my sinuses, y'all. Like I said, that was the main thing that I've always noticed that's always caused issues within relationships. And that's the main reason why I want to focus on that. That's number one. And like I said, the spark, bringing back that spark. I know everybody has a spark of some sort. I guess I'd say that you all wouldn't be together, I guess, if there wasn't a spark that you all had at some point. Whether it was back when you were dating, or whether it was sometime you were getting married, or whichever the case may be, there was a spark somewhere at some point. Otherwise, you still wouldn't be together, I would say. And you're looking for that spark most times. I know I was looking for that spark in relationships as well, that have failed, or that was failing, or that we couldn't work it out, that kind of thing. And like I said, I'm definitely one to work with people on that as well, whether it's in the bedroom or out of the bedroom, either one, whichever one you all are lacking in. Like I said, that's where I want to assist that as well. And Christina, what you say, or anytime you initiate a conversation, it just looks like, oh yeah, definitely. And I think I may have talked about a little bit of nagging and that kind of thing, starting an argument. I will, of course, do more videos about that as well. But yeah, men usually say that women are naggers and things like that. I heard that growing up too, nagging, or you're trying to start an argument or that kind of. I was accused of that too. So trust me, I understand. I definitely was accused of that as well. And it definitely is frustrating when that does happen. I mean, that's very frustrating. Like I said, I want to try to help couples to, of course, get through those things. A lot of times, yes, it's frustrating, but of course, you can definitely get over it. I guess I'd say that. And it says you have to learn how to fight fair. Definitely. You definitely have to learn how to fight fair and use your love language when talking and fighting and all that. I guess, well, verbally fighting and that kind of thing. You definitely have to use the love language. Because like I know it's hard to use sometimes, but you have to go back to that. Humble yourself in order to do those kind of things. It's definitely hard to do. But it's like I said, it's definitely not impossible. If that's the person that you want to be with for the rest of your life, or however long you all want to be together and decide to be together, then of course you're going to have to work on those things, especially if you want a happy relationship and a relationship that you all can grow and thrive in, and of course support each other. And you definitely want to have that. And like I said, that's what I want to bring to the table. And like I said, seeing all this stuff growing up and giving me all this, I know to me, I know with me finding God a few years ago, and believing in God and all that kind of stuff, and I'm now reading the Bible and that kind of thing, I know that all the experiences that I've had, and I've said this in other videos that I've had as well, that everything that I've been through, all the experiences that I've had, all the lessons that I've had, has set me up for the big show. I guess I put it that way. I know I know it has prepared me to do exactly what I'm about to do. I guess I put it that way, and what I'm going to do. I know all the even though it was probably negative, a lot of times it does not matter. I did learn from all those experiences. I learned what kind of relationships I wanted, did not want, what I wanted in a partner, what I did not want in a partner. I learned all that with all the relationships I've ever saw throughout my life, actually. Like I said, you usually learn all that. I learned all that. And like I said, I know God put me in this position to tell you all this. And I'm sure to, of course, create this group and this community as well. And like I said, I know with all those experiences, the relationships, the event planning, all these things that I've done, I know that all that stuff has set me up for this big show, I guess I put it that way. And I'm calling this the big show, I guess I can say that. This relationship group and my relationship coaching business and that kind of thing, I know that's the big show for me. God has already told me that, so I already know that. I think I posted back in my group a few months ago when I prayed I got plans, and that I definitely did. So, and this is the planning process. I may not know everything, I may not have all the answers, I may not have all the experience that everybody else may have, that kind of thing, but I definitely do have some that can, of course, assist a couple along their journey as well to some kind of happy point. I guess I put it that way. And like I said this morning, I just want to share some of my earliest memories with you all as far as relationships and where I stood and where this information is coming from and why I'm getting so passionate about this. I guess I put it that way, and why I have been passionate about it for years, actually, with the relationship blog that I had. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. I don't know who all, Leah and Christina, thank you all for tuning in this morning to the video. And for those who catch the replay, definitely enjoy. Like I said, I definitely want to start having some kind of video with you all. Like I said, it's going to be, of course, this is Tea Time with Tonetta, but it's going to be every Saturday at 11 unless something changes, and I will let you all know. But the next video is going to be called either Taboo Talks or Taboo Conversation instead, y'all, just to let you all know. And just to let you all know, Taboo was the name of my other blog, actually, that I had for about 5 or 6 years, so I wanted to keep that kind of going as well. So like I said, I do want to let you all know that change as well, but like I said, I definitely want to let you all know a little bit of my history as far as I guess the earliest memory of the relationships that I've seen, had, and how that all comes into play with me doing this relationship coaching and of course growing this group and community. So like I said, you will get more videos, of course, about my relationships and all this kind of stuff that's happened. And like I said, you will see at some point videos with me and my partner that I have now. You will see us in videos on here as well, of course, talking to you all about different topics, different things that's going on, different experiences we've had that we've pushed through and that kind of thing as well. So I just want to say thank you all again for tuning in this morning. And for everybody to catch the replay, definitely do enjoy. And I hope to talk to you, a lot of you all soon. So like I said, see you all later. Thank you all. Bye-bye.